Right, we're here with Leanne Ross, Glasgow City captain and recently appointed Equality Advisor by the SFA, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. Thanks for joining me, Leanne. Obviously, after a long break, how does it feel to be back with everyone training again?
Yeah, it's been a bit strange, obviously, having that massive break in the season. We're not really used to that, but the club were great in terms of making sure that we had training programmes and things, and we were still keeping on top of all of that kind of stuff. We were still managing to catch up as a team, albeit virtually. But it's great, yeah, to be back on the pitch and actually meeting my new teammates in the flesh.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's been quite a stop-start year, not even just this season, but how challenging and frustrating has that been for you and for the team?
It's really tough because, like, as an athlete, you're always preparing for the next competition or the next game, but we never knew when that was coming, so it's difficult to actually to know what we were aiming towards. So until we got those dates in to say that this is when you come back to training, this is when the games are going to start, it was all kind of just a wee bit up in the air for us as players. I know that obviously the coaches and the rest of the staff were working behind the scenes in terms of training programmes and stuff, but as a player you just want to know when that game is and like what you're building up towards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's obviously mentally quite a difficult period as well. How have you, obviously as a captain, how have you tried to keep the girls positive and motivated in such like uncertain times?
Difficult, to be honest. A lot of the girls just came in new just as we were going into the second lockdown, so we didn't actually really meet that much before training was stopped. So it was just really virtual stuff that we were doing and catching up as a team. But it's obviously been great since we've been back in and on the pitch and getting to know one another that way. But just same as everybody else, really. It's just doing what we can do and just trying to make sure that we're prepared for what's ahead.
Yeah, so Sunday you've got Celtic away again. How do you feel headed into this game as your first fixture back?
They're always tough games against Celtic, regardless of when we play them or whether it's a home or away game. But it's certainly really difficult this time because, as I say, we've got a fair few new players, as do they. So we possibly don't know as much about each other as we would like heading into the game. But hopefully it'll just be the usual City Celtic games, and it'll be hardly fought and well contested and exciting for everyone that's going to be there watching, or not there watching.
Yeah, watching at home hopefully. So yeah, you're obviously in quite a good position in the league table, but the season ahead is going to be quite tough, both mentally and physically. There's going to be plenty of midweek games and whatnot. What's sort of the main goal for you and for the team this season? How are you approaching it differently to other years?
I don't think it is any different. We always just approach one game at a time, and it has to be that way. We can't look too far ahead because we don't know what's going to happen. So we just prepare as well as we can with the resources that we have for the next team that's coming up. So I know that Scott and the rest of the staff have been working hard to try and make sure that we're prepared for Sunday and giving us as much information as they have on Celtic that they can. But yeah, it'll just be a case of once that game's out of the way, then we start to look at the next game against Forfar. So we can't look too far ahead at all.
Mm-hmm. So just moving on from that, you've obviously recently been appointed the Equality Advisor by the SFA. Can you tell us a little bit about that role?
I don't really know too much about it myself, to be honest. It's more about me just sharing my experiences, things that I've encountered in the game, or kind of just trying to give them a little bit of advice or pointers on what could be done better or differently. So I've just had initial discussions, so nothing major to report at the moment.
Right, okay. And what does it mean to you to be appointed into that role, do you think?
Yeah, it's an honour to be asked to do anything like that, but obviously I've played in Scotland for a long time, so they respect my opinion. So that's great for me that people want to listen and people are interested in what I have to say. So hopefully I can make a difference and I can help them to kind of change things for the better within the game for everyone.
Yeah, and just briefly, obviously you became an assistant coach to Stuart McLaren for the national team quite recently. How was that experience for you as a coach?
A little bit strange, to be honest, because a lot of the players that were in the squad were my teammates when I was in the squad myself. So that was quite interesting, but it's an experience that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I went into it with my eyes wide open in terms of I wanted to get out of it, in terms of getting as much experience at that level as I can and working with different people and learning from different people. So for me to get that opportunity while I'm still playing was absolutely fantastic, and it was never anything that I was going to turn down when I was offered it.
And so what's the next step for you in your coaching development?
Looking to do my A licence, whether that's the end of this year or into next year. But just basically taking small steps and taking any experiences that I can as I go along the way, and trying to build on it from there. 'Cause I don't really have a plan per se as to what I'm going to do once I hang the boots up, but I know that it's coming, and I need to start thinking about it. So yeah, it'll be A licence next, and then just getting as much experience as possible.
Brilliant. And is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans who are hopefully going to be watching on Sunday?
Yeah, obviously we keep saying hopefully you'll be back soon, but we've been saying that for a year now. It can't get any easier in terms of not being around the team, but we know that you're still there supporting us. So games live on TV on Sunday, although we won't be able to hear you, we know that you'll be there supporting us. So just keep it up, and hopefully we can put on a good performance for you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Leanne, and good luck on Sunday.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.